Hello and welcome to another episode of Death by Bunjie. This is a fun episode of Death by Bunjie. Genevieve and I are in Maryland. We're down here not for hunting this time. We're actually down here for a concert. The M3, it was postponed last year due to COVID, and this year we got a chance to go back there. It's great to finally see a concert again. That's something I always enjoy during the summer, and it's been great to be able to share that with Genevieve as a sort of graduation present from high school. You can't beat that. But we do have some hunting news to update you on here from the kingdom of Bunjie back home, and that is that Genevieve and I had a successful hunt already with Bunjie III. Bunjie III already going out in the woods and getting a shot on an animal, and that's this video.
So there's this woodchuck at the bottom of the yard, and it's been there pretty much every night for the last couple of months at our new house.
We watched this woodchuck all through June, and it was fun to sort of walk by the window and say, hey, oh, he's out there, he's out there.
We started to come up with a plan to hunt this woodchuck. We got around our orange hat, we got our crossbows by the door ready.
Had our hunting licenses right there by the door ready.
We got binoculars and a rangefinder, and we just kind of have to wait until he comes up the yard a little bit so that he's close enough to take a shot.
Genevieve and I had a little bit of a friendly competition going. We were out sighting in the crossbows in the backyard. She was shooting Bunjie Jr., I was shooting the new Scorpid, Bunjie III, and sort of seeing who could get their scopes dialed in the fastest. We were shooting at 20 yards, taking turns, one after the other.
And the first one who would get out to 40 and be accurate is the one who would get the shot.
I wouldn't say either one of us was having trouble, but she did get to 40 yards and got it dialed in, started hitting bullseyes at 40 yards faster than I did.
So it's my turn first.
But we had to wait for him to get close enough to get a shot. The thing about woodchucks, they're underestimated when it comes to how difficult they are to hunt. They are very, very wary, and they stay just out of range. They kind of get a feel for that and stay just out of range.
Of course, every time I would go out on the porch, he'd run off into the woods again.
He was really liking the clover in the yard, though, and eventually started moving closer and closer, and Genevieve got a shot at 40 yards.
So I set up and I lean over the grill, and I'm not nervous at all, and he's not really moving, so I take a shot at him at 40 yards.
So close.
The combined me being a little bit high and him ducking at 40 yards means that I actually missed the woodchuck. I gave him a haircut. Obviously he wasn't hurt though. He ran down to the bottom of the yard, looked around, and then just continued eating again.
Close but no cigar. Now it's my turn.
After a couple days, he resumed his regular schedule of just coming out into the yard and eating.
We're in the living room watching a movie. I go to get a snack. I look out the back window, and sure enough, he's down there in the yard. I get everything together. We pause the movie, get the gear together, start heading out there to take that shot. But the minute I come out there, he starts moving.
And he gets a little spooked, so he runs down towards the bottom of the yard.
Now, I want to put this in perspective. With my old Bunjie, the farthest shot I've ever taken is 35 yards. That was on a doe years and years ago down in the well pad. Food plot worked out fantastic. Since that time, I've taken one shot at 40 yards with Bunjie Jr. And again, longest shot I've ever taken with a crossbow.
But my dad, he has a nice fast Scorpid now.
I make my way out, get set up, get comfortable, and I use the rangefinder. He's at exactly 51 yards. So for that reason, I'm thinking 50-yard shot. Now I know that this crossbow is accurate at that distance. The question is whether or not I can be accurate at that distance.
I'm inside and I'm filming through the sliding glass door through the phone.
I felt really good about the shot. It seemed pretty good. I was watching it through the scope. It's the same scope that I used to use on Bunjie. I pulled that scope off, put it on this Scorpid, and it's performing flawlessly, at least so far in the backyard, in the crossbow range at the targets. And we're gonna see if it performed well here. I don't have the lighted nocks installed yet on these arrows. That is coming. That will be part of Crossbow Appreciation Month coming up here on Death by Bungie.
I think it's a good shot, because when he runs off, he sort of stumbles a little bit at the edge of the yard, and then he crashes into some brush for a little bit. When we get there, we can't find much because it's a small animal, they don't bleed a lot, but we do find the arrow, and there's blood on the veins, so that's a good sign. And then I start to hear flies buzzing because it's a really hot day. So we go out and we look in the weeds that all these flies are, and there's a cloud of flies, and there he is.
Genevieve helps me find that woodchuck. I wouldn't have found this animal if it wasn't for Genevieve's help. I thought it was 10 feet up from where I was remembering it. Came down here looking, didn't find anything. Genevieve spots blood. Genevieve, who's got the camera right now, Genevieve finds the arrow, right? And Genevieve, what brought you to the spot?
I heard all the flies buzzing.
She heard flies buzzing. So that is how we could tell that our trophy was nearby. And it was on this. The reason I'm wearing this ridiculous costume, rubber boots, gloves, sweatpants, blue sweatshirt, is because this is my weed whacking outfit. There's poison ivy all through here. I've had two rounds of it this year. I don't need any more of it. So, without further ado, ooh, look at that. Man, I got to fight for my
Real
food.
cloud of them there.
Man, oh. Well, here he goes. This, and it is a male. It's a dude. Oh, let's not show that side. Let's show the other side. But there
Wow,
is
that's
our
a big
trophy.
one.
Yeah. This is our trophy. I'm going to keep waving my hands because there are flies all over this bad boy. But we are actually going to try and mount this. It's going to be very difficult. Scorpion did a great job. Scorpion 50-yard shot. Can you imagine that? And Bunjie 1.0, the original Bunjie, actually killed a woodchuck for me during Spring Gobbler one year. And I never could get that mounted. I did send it away to have it mounted. Took it to a local taxidermist who let me down. And went out of business. Stiffed me on that, along with a bunch of other people. Can you believe that? Wrote about that in my book, The Death by Bunjie Crossbow Story. It was very unfortunate, very disappointing. This guy will be a welcomed replacement for that. Flies will not be part of the mount, but we will hopefully be able to make something out of this. Make a really nice mount for the trophy room.
As you may already know, I plan to be a taxidermist, and I would like to do that full-time someday, but we gotta start somewhere. So I think this woodchuck will be a good starting place for me because it's a massive woodchuck. But the only problem is it's got this hole in the side of it that's like 3 inches long. But luckily, it's a 2-blade broadhead, so I think that I can stretch it and sew it so it's a straight line and less noticeable.
All hail Bunjie. All hail Bunjie III.
And by the time my dad gets set up and he stops moving, he's at 60 yards.
It was 50 yards.
Oh. Well, you can say it's 60 yards.